Satnam, I'm Maura Davey with Source Yoga Studio. I'm not a professional YouTuber, as you can tell. I'm also not a psychic, but I wanted to make a video for you because I am in quarantine, like everybody else, and this is me avoiding cleaning my house. And that's my dog also avoiding cleaning our house. And the funny thing is our electricity just went out, and I got a call from my neighbor, and I see other neighbors walking around going like, what's going on? So I guess it's a perfect time for me to share my angel cards. I've done a couple angel card trainings, and I decided to pull out 5 decks. I have a lot of decks. I love my angel card decks. And I put them in a Celtic cross spread for us today. So what we're doing is checking in on the energy of the global collective, meaning how is the planet doing as a group. And it's funny because the way oh my goodness, all my neighbors are texting me if my power is off. My power is off. But that means that we're on. The way I chose the cards that you can see here, I just grabbed 5, and a Celtic cross has 10 cards, and it's funny how it worked out because with the cards from the past and then the Gaia, the earth cards, showed up at perfect timing in the spread. I'm not going to spend time talking about that. I'll wait till we get to that part. And I shuffled off screen to save time. So let's go ahead and begin. The first card in the spread was the Where We Are At Now card. And I found it so funny that we are at the retirement card, meaning we're all retired at the moment. Some of us not so funny. I might laugh, but I'm not making light of the situation in a way that is to hurt anybody. But some of us have maybe lost our jobs and are taking an early retirement right now. So as a collective, this is where we're at. The universe has forced us to slow down. I know for myself, I had some jobs that were just getting going and were going for just a little while and can completely come to a halt. So where we are now as a collective is we're stopping, we're pausing, taking some time to smell the flowers and maybe even to think about a new career or where we're going to take off to next. What's crossing us, I also found interesting, was the join. Hi you guys, I'm back, and I am so sorry about that. What happened was I had a timer on my phone to sign in the next class that was happening at the studio. It's all online, and I have to log on and set my timer, otherwise I'll forget and not let people in the online room. But anyway, that went off. In the meantime, the lights came on, and I was able to light some candles. And yeah, in all of that happening, I just had the realization that the panic of the lights going off for 5 minutes or however long it was temporary, and then the lights came back on. And I think that the world's experiencing a lot of trauma, and so we go to the what's going to happen next? Well, the light's going to come back is what's going to happen next. So one of our yoga teachers, Siddhi Adi, today said, we're going to get through this. How did she say it? It was so beautiful. She said something like, we're going through this together and we're going to get through it together. I don't think that I'm quoting her exactly correctly, but thank you for Siddhi Adi for saying that, because I heard that in your class and I thought that was so sweet. And back to the reading. So we're starting with the Butterfly deck by Doreen Virtue. Where we are at is the retirement card. What's crossing us is the join in card. So I want to talk about this join in because what I see is, well, there's 2 butterflies, and one is clear and one is a little bit blurry, but the messages join in. So what this means to me during this time of physical distancing is if you are isolating yourself, this is the time to figure out what you're interested in and to participate. What we don't want to do right now is isolate and become depressed. So whether you find a Facebook group or however you're able to connect, writing letters to family, or there's a lot of different support going on right now. But this card is saying, especially for those who are kind of introverted, yes, of course, we're all going in and going deeper into deeper parts of ourselves, but stay connected at this distance. This butterfly is blurry, so they're not really joined together physically, but they're both gonna eat the flowers. They're both participating in something that they enjoy. So put the extra effort to connect with others in ways that interest you right now. That'll be really important. So let me see what's next. That's where we're at. What's crossing us? Our subconscious thought from the saints, or wait, excuse me. All right. Sorry, I'm doing it in a weird order. Issue lingering. That's what this next card is. The issue lingering from the Saints and Angels deck. And it's the animals card. I don't know much about the coronavirus. I'm kind of disconnected from the news. I'm connected to my family who update me often, but I'm not an expert on the issue. But what came up for me when I see this card of the issue lingering is, well, one, it looks like Jesus, and I feel that way because of the doves. But correct me if I'm wrong, the coronavirus came from eating animals. And the issue lingering with it being the animals card, that's what I'm feeling into is here's Jesus and the beautiful earth behind him. And yeah, he has some domesticated animals, but oh, it's not Jesus. It's St. Francis of Assisi. Duh. Oh my goodness. Okay. Either way, it's somebody who is a advocate for animals, who stands up for animals and protects the animals. And whether this card is about connecting with our domestic animals at home or with taking care of the planet and all of the animals who live on this planet, the issue lingering in the spread that I did was the animals. So just something to think about. I know we're all on different paths and on different stages, but the animals are a part of this planet too, and they deserve to live just as much as anybody else does. So that was the issue lingering card, and it's pushed us into the next card, which is Don't Compromise, and it's St. Angs of Rome. I read a little bit about this saint, and this card is in regards to romance. She stood her ground with not wanting to be married. That's not to say that this card is saying don't get married, but it's saying for the people who are stuck in their homes with their significant others, we're all being pushed right now into speaking our truth and standing up for our values and to doing what we feel is best for us. So she's here to say to do that, whether you're in home with your significant other or if this is work related. The issue lingering is pushing us into to setting up some boundaries and to speaking our truth. And she's here to help you to do all of that. So don't compromise. What's next, and this is where I thought it was funny, is that we came to the past life cards, our subconscious thought was a really easy one. It's saying to write. Your subconscious wants to come out, and a way to do that is in writing right now. It's so funny because I just started journaling last night. I've been wanting to journal my story in regards to my daughter, because we've had quite an adventure. She's only 16 months. And I got to start writing last night. So the subconscious as a collective is saying to write. And our conscious thought, I couldn't make this up myself, we've got health. As a collective, everybody, look at this medicine symbol. Everybody's focusing on their health. And on medicine, I have this similar symbol here. It doesn't represent medicine for me, but this represents this snake healing. There's lots of ways for healing. There's not just pills. There's energetic healing. There's lots of cleansings. There's food as medicine. So as a collective, we are learning about our health, and we are consciously, because the writing was the subconscious card, we're consciously focusing on our health now. Very exciting. It's a very significant time going from the 3D to the 5D, which is what we are doing as a collective. Okay, so this is my first online reading. Thank you for kind of going with it. What we have next is how we see ourselves as a collective, and we've got the 6 of water. Oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. Now an earthquake. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, I'm alone. I do not like earthquakes. Do I pause? I'm gonna keep going, but if it happens again, I'm gonna start running. This is just so weird. Okay, as a collective, 6 of Cups is what this card represents. It says 6 of Water. In traditional tarot, it would be 6 of Cups. As a collective, memories from your history or your childhood and issues regarding children and romanticizing the past. So you can see 2 cute little mermaid children here, a boy and a girl, everything else going on in the water. And what we're having right now is some nostalgia. So that's when we're thinking about the past. Bringing up childhood issues, doing a lot of healing, or spending time with our own children as we're all stuck in the house with them, finding new ways to play with them. Getting in the water would be very important, taking salt baths. So where we're at now is this emotional card. So water represents emotions, and we're going through it. Or sorry, that's how we see ourselves, how the world sees us. Oh my God, no, don't let there be a fire next. How the world sees us is the Magician. I'll just put it here. The Dreamer card. This is one of the best cards in the deck. How we see ourselves as a collective. Look, we're changing. There's a great wheel in the picture. There's some magic going on. There's the number 0, which represents God. A leap of faith, follow your dreams and unexpected opportunities. How the world sees ourselves as a collective is the Magician card. The Dreamer. We're making magic happen. We're transforming. We're going through the cycles of life. There's new souls coming. There's souls on this planet that are completing their karma and transitioning. And it's just a big wheel of change. It's not the Wheel of Fortune card, which it's reminding me of right now, but it's us creating our new reality, our new future. What do we want that to look like? As a collective, we're all creating a new world for ourselves, and we want that to be positive and full of light. It's a good card, guys. We're almost to the end here. We have 2 cards left, and I just happened to finish with Gaia, the Earth card. And I could not make this stuff up. So the next card in the Celtic Cross would be what's going to help us. And we've got the eternal love. There's the sun and the rainbow, which both symbolize so much. I won't go into great detail because I don't want this video to be too long. But what came up for me, what I felt when I saw this card was, what's going to help us is to remember love. I've never been through a time in my life when love as a collective became dangerous. And I think there's a great, there's a lot to be said about that. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. And if we lose sight of that as a collective, then that's when I feel like, then we don't have much to live for. Because if we're so afraid of touch and of being close to each other, then we get kind of like what we're seeing right now in this world, which is a lot of fear and isolation. And who wants to stay in a body that is afraid of everything, and that feels like it's going to get sick, and that it can't be close or connected with other people? That's not the type of reality that we want to create. And that's not, I'm not saying to, go on Tinder dates and to not protect yourself, but I'm saying, and the cards are saying, that eternal love is what's going to help us. So look at this flow of energy, this symbol 8. So be connected, focus on love, find new ways to connect, and don't be afraid of being close to people. Because, as I said, what type of soul wants to stay in a body that is afraid of everything? The soul will want to leave, and we could receive the reality that the news and other people in power are projecting, and that's not going to help. That outcome card I found interesting. So after we got eternal love, we got lost love. So this is the eternal love was what is going to help our situation, and then the lost love came up, and so I was like, oh no, nobody really wants to lose love. But when I look at the picture, and although many loved ones have been lost, and so when I look at this picture, there's the woman with all of in the water, so all the emotions and all the hearts on her, but it also says surrender, healing, and release. So what came up for me was the love that we're losing isn't so, I'm not saying that we're going to lose our loved ones at all. We're losing our old selves is what we're losing, and that is a grief. Any loss is a grief, even if it's a positive change. So she's alone in this picture, and to me it looks like she is mourning the loss of her old self. The old selves are dying, and we have a new moon coming up on Tuesday of this week, and this card just makes me feel that by this, a full moon. I think I said new moon. We have a full moon coming up this Tuesday, and this card makes me feel that by this Tuesday, the grief of our old lives is going to start to be complete. For me, again, I mentioned I have a baby, and she has special needs. And so for me, not a whole lot has changed. I'm used to being afraid of losing my daughter almost every day, and I'm used to us not going out of the house. And even when I was pregnant, having to stay pretty stationary for the past couple years. That's been my life. And so maybe it was all to help prepare me for this moment in time, because we used to go to the beach and the indoor playground and stuff like that. I really miss for her, but our life hasn't changed that much. I feel like the world has kind of joined us. And if Zara and I could have got through this for the past 16 months of staying home and having to be real careful with our health, then as a collective, we can do this for a couple more months too, or however long it's going to take to stay healthy. So on that note, thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, all of our beautiful guides. Keep connecting, and thank you if you made it through this whole video. It was an adventure. Om Shanti, Om Peace, and God's blessings. Namaste.